Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, Brigade? It might be a holiday for you. It's not a holiday for us. Monday for the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. What did I say?
No, you said Monday. I said President's Day. Just
Happy
keep
President's Day.
Happy President's Day. Is it Happy Day? Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Kids aren't in school. Banks are closed. Day off for people.
Mail's closed too, right? Post
Yeah,
office closed.
post office. Everything's closed.
Got some stuff made over the weekend for some of the brigade members and
Did
stuff.
you ever?
Send
How
it out.
long did it take you to do? How many hats? 8?
More
than 8?
Over.
Oh my.
Yeah. 2
hours? 3 hours? How long were you in the lids?
I was there the whole day. I went the whole afternoon. I saw him and I said, "Listen, you ready to make some hats?" He's like, "Yeah, we got a machine down." I said, "Well, that's bad for everybody else." I said, "I got a long list here. Let's play around." So we made a couple new models.
You did.
A couple old favorites.
You did. Do you buy the same exact hat every time?
No. It's limited sometimes. The colors are somewhat. I mean, he usually is pretty good with it, but I didn't give him a heads up, so I kind of I told him I was coming. He was like, "Yeah, we'll come by," and then he didn't have enough black hats, so we did some other stuff. But I was there the whole day. I mean, I closed them all. I had no intentions of doing that, but little Consig Kendall and middle Consig Kelsey and Mrs. Consig Jessica are in Omaha, Nebraska. So I had nothing but time and no obligation. So went and got a little crazy on Saturday. So I was going to go to the post office and mail them today. You just reminded me.
Can't do it.
Damn post office.
No post office. I want this flex fit in red for Patriots colors.
Flex fit in red. All right, we got to
look around. But that's the red hat, the white V, and then the blue or white B's will be the Patriot model. V, maybe blue V with white B's, but that's the Patriot model. Because you sent me one that said, "Here's the Patriot model." It looks like a Bills hat. It's a Bills model.
Yeah.
Red hat is the Patriots. Red sleeves. Yeah, red sleeves, red hat. Yes. I don't know if I have my workout hat.
I got this. Is this the one you're talking about? This one here?
That's the Bills hat. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the Buffalo Bills. That's
goes with all the Royal stuff.
It does.
Is the Sixers coat. Talking about the Sixers, McClung getting it done. So found this.
I don't even know what to say. It didn't even make the rundown today. I didn't know what to say about Mac McClung. 2 games in the NBA, 25 minutes in total.
Right.
Dude can play. He's a baller, but he can jump out of the gym.
I don't know if he can do all that.
No, he can. I watch highlight videos of the kid. He can play.
Really?
Yeah, he can play. I mean, he's not he's not just a guy who can jump. He can actually play basketball.
Okay.
He's good. He's really good. It's just, will he stick on an NBA roster? Is he that level good? We'll see what the Sixers do with him, but we know what he can do when he dunks. He has a career now. He has a career. The rest of his life, he could go and do halftime shows and do Mac McClung NBA slam dunk champ. Like, you'll never take that away from the kid.
Right. I didn't even think of that possibility.
He can go in. Forget basketball. He'd go play with the Globetrotters. He'd go play with all these different. He has a career making basketball for a living. In what form, we don't know, but he will make money playing basketball.
Back to the Sixers, man. I mean, come on. Jeez. I hope he plays for the Sixers.
If they're smart, they just bring him up. Just put him on the bench. People would want to be all, just have him be there for the fans in the pregame doing dunks. He didn't even do his best dunk. He didn't even do.
This is what I've heard.
His best dunk is, he's got some wacko no-look dunks, 360 no-looks. He can really get up. And at 6'2", that's the thing about dunk championships. Like 6'10" guys, when they dunk, they don't look as impressive because they're not getting up as high. A 6'2" dude, when you're looking at the rim at 6'2", that's crazy.
It's it's still something that amazes me in person. Watching someone dunk a basketball, it's really cool on TV and you see
Yeah.
it in slow motion and all that other stuff. But when you're sitting there relatively not eye level or just down low or whatever, like when you're close and you see someone jump up there and slam it down and realize how high that is
Yeah.
and just land and then do the thing and all this other stuff, it's still one of the most impressive things in sports to me.
In game is more impressive than competition, or which is more impressive?
Mm. I mean, there's nothing like a good slam dunk in the game that like it turns the momentum or
Yeah.
does something. Like that's fun.
Because
The
Kenyon Martin's
showmanship stuff
kid,
is one thing.
Kenyon Martin's kid, everyone said is the best in-game dunker in the NBA. And he was
Oh,
in the dunk contest, but he didn't do very impressive things because his dunks were just kind of pedestrian. But in game, he's taking guys off the bounce and he's rising up and throwing it back,
right,
straight. You
right,
cock the ball back and you come down hard on someone's head.
right,
Like that's like,
right.
whoa, like
One
hello.
time, just like to do that one time, just one time.
I
and
never dunked a
boom.
basketball. I can
No,
only dunk tennis balls.
yeah, I touched the rim. That's all I could do.
I couldn't palm the ball. I wasn't when I was in my prime jumping. I couldn't palm the ball to get it over the rim. I couldn't get
Yeah,
that high over to get my wrist over it. I could just get a tennis ball and dunk a tennis ball when I was in my prime. I mean, there was a time when I was a eighth grade, ninth grade, and 10th grader where we did everything in terms of like you ever walk around with the shoes that were elevated to increase your calf strength.
yeah,
So like we were doing those. We were doing jumping jacks. We were
yeah.
doing jump roping. We were doing everything, and then there was a kid named Eric Danis who took before I ever knew what like deadlifting and benching with your legs, like the leg press, all that
Uh-huh.
stuff. He took it to a whole different level. And like this kid literally had jeans that couldn't fit him because his legs were so big, but
Mhm.
he could two jump. He could touch the top of the backboard just with his top of the box by standing flat footed. He just jumped straight up. He ended up playing D2 basketball because he could just jump higher than everybody else. He wasn't great at doing much else, but he could dunk. He could jump. Like he could really, really
Yeah,
jump.
it's
We were like,
watching guys
whoa.
jump that could jump is always been one of those things I just like, man, that guy could jump. He got
It's fun.
springs in his legs, all that stuff. Guys that could go up and slap the backboard like he did and put the ball down. Just cool stuff.
Oh,
So
his first dunk when
it
he
was fun.
grabbed the ball, hit the backboard and then reversed it was sick. I mean, that
Yeah,
was just like, are you serious? Like, where did that come from? Like,
yeah.
but that's why he was in NBA. Did he save the dunk contest? That's what Kenny kept on saying on the broadcast. McClung saved the dunk contest.
It was dead. I mean, it's been dead for years. It hasn't been not even remotely interesting to me. Like, and I always leave disappointed. Not this year. So he saved it this year.
Right.
Tyler just came into BetSmart and said, I'm gonna have to get dad to pull out the BetSmart high school VHS tapes.
Oh
Like he
my.
could dunk.
Oh
Come on,
my.
Tyler, stop it.
I
Please.
I believe it. He's 6'2", 6'3".
Tyler's that tall?
I
I
think
don't think
so. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm basically 6 feet tall with shoes on.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't know. Maybe
5'11"
Tyler could
and a
jump
half,
back in the
flat-footed.
day. Maybe he could jump. I don't know. But the dunk contest was the best it's been in a long time. Mikey Awesome just said that.
100%.
I'd agree with that. Um,
It was watchable for the first time in forever.
right, right.
I
Fun.
mean,
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union's face after his first dunk was the best thing of the weekend.
Right? That was
She
pretty good.
she looked at him on a whole new level. Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
this shaggy little white boy jumping around. All of a sudden he goes wee and bang, and everyone's like, "Where did that come from?"
Yeah.
I mean, when you have other NBA All-Stars falling down, going, "What did you just do?"
Yeah.
That was the best. I thought that was the best part of the dunk contest
That's fun.
was watching their reaction, and they were like, "What did you just do?" Like,
Yeah.
how did they were not looking for it, anticipating it? I mean, my goodness gracious, you're pulling out White Men Can't Jump movie references and crazy,
Of course.
all of the whole thing. It was phenomenal. So
Great stuff.
yeah, that was a really cool part of the weekend. Okay, I want on President's Day
Yep.
you to tell me the story that you've told me before
Yep.
off air. Now doing it on air.
About
$50 bills.
oh, very bad luck.
Ulysses Grant is on the $50 bill. It is
Yeah.
President's Day.
Yeah.
So for those people who do not know this, because I did not know this, because I find this to be incredibly dumb, but it's a big thing, I guess, in your world. Why are $50 bills bad luck?
Didn't end well for Grant, right?
It didn't end well for Lincoln either. So like,
I know.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Listen, I didn't know this until I got to Vegas, and there's the graphic right there. I texted Dewey actually after you sent the rundown. He was running around, otherwise he would have been on the show to talk about writing this story. But this is a great story about $50 bills are bad luck in a sports book. I mean, completely bad luck. And in a race book, I had no idea. So, I mean, I went to Curacao, came back to Pittsburgh, moved to Arizona, came to Vegas to visit, but then I moved here and started working in a book. And I'm just working and got a 50, and there's no room in the drawer for 50. There's 5 slots, 100, 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s in a sports book drawer. So the 50s, you got to get creative. You put them underneath the tray or beside, and the first opportunity you get, you give them out because you don't want to use them. And it's just going to mess you up. So, I mean, I was working literally, I think the first or second day I was working a drawer by myself in Vegas. The guy come up and bet horses. He did like, I don't know, 20 to win in place on a horse, second at Aqueduct. And I was like, okay, gave me 100 and I gave him a 50 and a 10. He wanted to fight. What are you doing? You can't give me that. Don't you know? I'm like, no, what? 100 minus 40, 60. It's a 50 and a 10. Because I don't want a $50 bill. Put that back. Give me 3 20s. I was like, okay, hold on. The supervisor's down at the end of the counter laughing. And I'm like, what is going on right now? She's like, you didn't know. I'm like, I didn't know what? She's like, 50s are bad luck. You can't give a horse player a 50. They think you're trying to put it on them. I had no idea. But now, when I get a 50, I give it back. I don't want it.
This is as dumb as the evil eye my grandmother used to talk about.
It's true. She was right too. There is an evil eye.
The Italian evil eye.
Somebody
puts
it on you. It's true.
It's just I find this to be hysterically funny. Just to piss you off, I went and by the way, the banks, the ATMs here in Vegas don't recognize this because they don't give hundreds, they give 50s here for their ATMs.
You can pick your denomination.
Not at Wells Fargo, you can't.
I don't go to the Wells Fargo.
Okay, so they have 50s and 20s. No matter how much money you pull out, it's 50s and 20s. You can do all 50s, but 50s and 20s. So I get 50s and 20s all the time. I went down, I went down and loaded an account, gave him a bunch of 50s. Nobody said a word. I asked the guy, is that bad luck? I was giving him the money. It's like, is that bad luck? And he's like, I don't know. It just depends upon whether or not you believe it or not. I go, well, I don't believe it. Money's money. He goes, well, it's not to you. It doesn't exist then. You're all good.
Yeah, he was waiting to see if you were going to tip him. That's what he wanted to know.
If I was going to tip him for putting money in, why am I tipping to put money in?
Well, no, coming out. He didn't know what to say because you put him on the spot. Because if he says yes, it's bad luck, and then you're putting in 50s.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, oh, I'm telling this guy he's bad luck. You know,
no, you say the bets are bad luck.
I used to serve the 50. Part of the fun of working in the book was when you got a 50, you made a bet with like the guy next to you or the girl next to you and said, watch this. Who's going to get the 50? And you had to go and see what you could get away with. So you knew, when someone was from, pick a state, Connecticut.
Okay.
Change them with the 50. And you kind of, not you're putting it on them, but you're just like, oh, they'll take it, But
it's money. Vegas, yeah, I take it. It's money.
The Vegas guys with the grinders, man, they wanted to fight over getting a 50. Fight.
It doesn't make any sense. Why? I need to know why. There's no rhyme or reason to this. There's not even a good reason. Get to how did it end for Grant? Okay. How did it end for Lincoln? It ended the same way for Lincoln.
Yeah, but there's way more 20s than 50s in circulation. I don't know.
Lincoln's the 5, is he not? Lincoln's on the 5.
If you want to,
right? Lincoln's
Yeah,
on the
Jackson's on the 20.
Yeah,
Jackson's
yeah.
on the 20. Lincoln's on the 5.
There's a lot of 5s.
Ton of 5s.
So,
Way-
so just
way
because
more
there's
5s.
more in denomination, you can't say 5s are bad luck because Lincoln didn't have his life end all that great, nor did it with Grant. So the idea of just picking the 50 and going the 50 is bad luck. Why? I don't need
know.
a better story.
If you could stack up 50s, what's wrong with that? Like, I mean, it is money. And actually, is it not the most attractive bill of all the bills, the $50 bill?
No. 100 is.
Well, 100 because of the denomination.
No, I think 100 is the look of the 100. I think the
look at 100.
Benjamin looks. I just think it looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean,
the back does look pretty.
No one's rapping about 50s in in music. No one's saying
it's bad luck. That's
no one's saying bring me the Grants.
Yeah,
it's like everyone's rapping about the Benjamins.
Right.
Which I did not know that for the longest, but I don't know how old I was, probably 13, 14 years old. I was like, why the hell are you talking about Benjamins? They're like, he's on the $100 bill, Matt. Like, oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, now I understand because Benjamin's my brother. So I was just like, wait, what's going on? I don't subscribe to this.
Who's on the $2 bill? That's even more of a
I have one. Where's the $2 bill? I have like 3 in the house.
Bill? Jefferson? I think it's
No.
Jefferson.
No.
Who's on the $2 bill, chat? They'll tell us. Sonic will know.
Jefferson, you're right. DJ. Oh, wow. It is Jefferson.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Jefferson's on the $2 bill.
Yeah. That you want to go in there and
I keep them.
And
they're collector's items. Why would you spend that?
They're collector's items?
Yeah, $2 bills, they stopped making them. They're not all the ones that are in circulation right now, they don't make any more.
Really?
I believe that's the case. Yeah, that's why they're all collectibles. They're collectible items. It's like the silver dollar with real silver in it. Okay. That are still in circulation. There's not real silver. There's not silver. That's why there's 2 different weights. When you hold the old one, the new one, they're different weights.
Guys that used to bet with those, man. Don't
silver dollars.
Table. Don't use those at the book. Don't use those at a table. Don't take them to the cage. Get them changed up. Don't.
I hate it when they give it to you at the table. They give it to you.
Well, when you play certain games with odds, you get 50-cent pieces.
I know. No, you get dollar pieces too coming back.
Oh,
you get silver dollars coming back. Yeah, I've got that playing blackjack. Yes. Well, if you're playing blackjack and hitting with a certain denomination, they give you for $1. They give you a silver dollar. Not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Don't like silver. I don't like change. Period. Change bothers me.
Yeah.
More often than not, when I'm at a store, if the tip jar, I'm like right in the tip. I'm like, just keep it.
Keep it. Yeah.
It's right there to you guys. I don't want it. You guys can have it. 85 cents in my pocket. No need. Drives me crazy. Round everything up.
Rainmaker 512 said you can give me your 50s. I'll make it rain at the strip club with you.
Amen.
I mean, they work. You're right.
Amen.
You're right,
Rain. Spend the same. Superstitious bunch of nonsense.
They mess people up at the drawer, though.
Well, that I get. If you want to say the bookmakers get pissed off by the 50s, okay. Which then that guy really got mad at me because I gave him a bunch of 50s. But it was, he probably really was like, you mother. But
were they crisp too? Were they fresh?
Yes, they're brand new. Yes.
That's the worst.
Oh, really?
Rough them up a little before you turn them in.
Why?
Because they stick, and then somebody makes a mistake and is short at the end of the night because of the guy
who gave 2 50s.
Together. Yeah. Crisp them up a little bit. Roll them up before you hand them in.
Okay. This is my favorite story of the day, so I'm putting it at the top.
Let's go.
This is my favorite story of the day.
Just like that?
I have long said,
oh boy,
that there needs to be policing of handicappers in our business.
Oh.
There needs to be somebody watching.
Somebody.
There needs to be some regulatory control.
Yeah.
Over who is giving out and or some denomination or distinction that says this person is a licensed handicapper versus an unlicensed handicapper.
Oh.
Maryland and West Virginia are looking at doing both.
Oh boy.
They're talking about wanting to license handicappers. If you go and try to trade on the stock exchange, you must be a licensed broker. You must go take the SEC test.
Yep.
You must go and have somebody give you a stamp of approval that you know what the fuck you're talking about. And you aren't running a scam.
Is that in the paperwork? Know what the fuck you're talking about? Is that in there anywhere?
That you have to actually go to a class, a school, something that when you're going to manage people's money and take it in and go ahead and recommend stock picks, whether you suck at it or not, you at least have had some level of scrutiny, some level of examination.
Is this called a fiduciary?
That's one of a type of, that's someone who actually benefits in a different way than other brokers, but
Just like
they
to
do
say that word.
they do better when
Fiduciary.
you do better. That's the line, right? So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's one level of
Yeah.
a broker. But sports handicappers don't even need to have business licenses.
No,
They don't even need to have a business license to go
No.
ahead and sell picks.
of course not.
Anybody can do this. Anybody can
Yes.
start a scam. Anybody can
Yes.
go on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, and create a fake business, tell people to pay me for my picks, boiler room, and give out both sides,
Yes.
and have absolutely no recourse or penalty for doing so. It's fraud. It's scam.
Oh, whoa. Big words, counselor.
Those aren't big words. It's real. It's truth. And there are some really good actors. And this is what this bill is trying to identify. They want to identify the good actors and eliminate the bad actors.
Good actors,
And
bad actors.
I
Is
think
there
that's
awards for
really
this?
look in West Virginia. Clay Riley has introduced a bill that would audit sports betting content creators directly and indirectly involved with sports wagering licenses in the state. Okay. He said, quote, the idea behind it was we'll probably need to have some sort of consumer protection in here. The people who are really good actors and who are doing good things and handicapping really well, they should be rewarded. The people who are skewing results and not being completely honest, that's not good for the industry.
Definitely not.
So he's trying to figure out a way to make it where if you are a good actor and doing things properly and running a business, a legitimate business, that you get rewarded. This has been, you and I disagree on
Financial
this,
guys are going to go crazy over this.
in happy or bad, happy or mad.
No, like financial people. I mean, insurance salesmen, people that have to take tests. What about bad real estate agents? What about bad lawyers? They all
Right, they're-
take tests.
but
They
they're
run
all-
a
okay.
business,
Yeah.
and they're scam people in there.
And they can go to jail for it.
You can go to jail for being a bad lawyer, taking
For
people's
fraud, for
money.
scamming somebody? Of course you can.
Hmm.
You see the story over the weekend of the woman who scammed $10 million, lived high in the hog at the Wynn for 6 months?
Oh,
You see that story?
I saw that story.
Pictures
and I
pictures
thought,
with Tom Brady, pictures with
Oh.
everything else because she was an attractive female. Someone gave her, she borrowed $10 million, lived every day, gambled 24/7 at the Wynn.
at any point, is it the Wynn's obligation to say, "Hey, where's the money coming from?"
None.
Woody?
No,
Like,
disagree. No, not their
because
obligation.
they're asking the books to ask the people.
They
where the
should, but
money's
I don't
coming
believe
from.
that should be the Wynn's responsibility to find out where someone's getting their money. No, that's up to the state.
Hmm.
That's
So
individual.
somebody can come in and just put all that money right through the tables.
Well,
the
we don't know how
windows,
much
and
money she
everything
was
else.
playing at a time, though. She was just betting every day and living at the Wynn. So we
What a
don't know.
gig.
Was she playing 100 a hand? Was she playing 10,000 a hand? We don't know what she was playing, but
Who knows? Who cares? She was
they
she
don't.
took
The Wynn
all the
shouldn't.
money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I read that story and thought, I probably have seen her like walking through.
True. Yep. Walking through the Wynn. Yep. Just playing 24/7, living there, living high in the life, and got arrested for fraud.
Wonder if she was playing sports or somebody, because a person like that, she gets higher limits sometimes. She's a player in the casino.
Right.
So, player in a casino, we may give you higher limits in the book. You may be able to bet higher than the table limit at the games. You certainly can have tickets to anything we have, all this other stuff. That's an incredible story. But back to this, who's doing the watching? That's the other question.
That has to be determined, right? That has to be the way the bill is going to be written is if you want to sell picks in West Virginia and or Maryland, you're going to have to go through a process.
Well, ain't nobody going to do that. If you don't have to do it somewhere else, they're going to incorporate somewhere else.
Well, the biggest problem is the internet because if the law states you only have to live or reside or do business in Maryland or West Virginia, why would you have your business in West Virginia or Maryland? It needs to be, this has to be a federal thing. This can't be just a state by state thing.
Right. Yeah. Hey, guess what? Goal for the Bruins. 4:51 left in the first period.
Is it still 2-0 Anaheim?
1-0 Boston. It
2-0
is
Anaheim. Good.
2-0 Anaheim. Yeah.
So this is when I have to go ahead and, but anyway, I'll make this bet here in just 1 second.
Yeah.
What would, if this passed in more states, say Nevada decided to cut, they will never, but if Nevada followed suit, what would be the response?
Oh, there would be a lot of people running for cover. There would be a
But
lot of
isn't that
people.
okay? I agree, but doesn't that signal that we need this? If people are going to run for cover, then we need this.
Well, other people will own it, but they can't. If you do, you have to be accountable for your results, or can you just show the winners and not show the losers? And what do you do? Like I don't know I mean, it sounds great in theory, but in practice, how do you do it? Who's watching? And then what are your responsibilities of having to prove your worthiness?
Right.
Can
By
you
the way,
just really suck at it, but run a legit business?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but if you really suck at it, you're not going to have much of a business.
Well, that's true. That's
you'll have
good.
to
But
figure out how to continue to do what they're doing, and
the market will dictate that, though. That's capitalism.
The market does now, doesn't it?
No, it does not, because you don't know what you're buying into. You don't know you're getting played. You don't know you're getting played. Get something that I call in and Dave calls in. Matt gets A, Dave gets B.
Right.
Okay. A wins, B loses. So you're pissed off, you're gone. I'm still there. I buy it again. I want to go again. I get A, you get B. A loses, B wins. Now you're happy and I'm upset. Like you're just giving out different sides to the same game.
Well, not everybody's doing that.
Correct. That's the point. You need to figure out who is and who is not, and have some type of consumer protection. So you have a recourse to report somebody and say, look what this person is doing. Their license should go away.
Right.
They're doing this in a wrong way. They are not the good actor. In a good actor, somebody who has a business license, who's paying taxes, who is a trackable,
reportable. I thought you
reportable.
meant good actor in that, like, they could win an Academy Award for acting.
No. I mean acting as if they're able to participate in a legal, upfront way. They are the good actors. They are people who are following the law,
doing things the right way.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant acting, like literally acting.
No.
Like we're going to get best performance.
No. Robert De Niro starring in. But
right,
yes, I mean, this is where I think there needs to be some level of accountability. So when you are saying publicly, I'm a handicapper, I do this the right way, buy my picks, that there is a distinction between people who are doing it the right way and the wrong way.
A guy like that in Vegas, Dave.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
And there's no way to explain to a layman why Vegas Dave is doing something wrong. Like there's no way to explain to a new person coming in who doesn't know anything, doesn't know any better, of like, well, this guy says he's winning. Look what he's doing. This is great. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and give him $500 to buy his package to see what happens. Well, there's no like stamp of approval. Like if you walk into a casino, you know what you're doing. You know that there's laws in place, that there's a gaming control board. There's ways to, if something goes awry, you have someone to go talk to.
Right.
You can't, a handicapping service, you can't even talk to the Better Business Bureau. There's no business license requirement for it.
Sometimes you can't even talk to the handicapping service. It's all done by chat and email. Oh, we'll answer your questions and concerns. Well, what number do I call? We don't have a phone. You can email us.
Right.
We'll email you back.
So let's think about that. That would be, to me, there would be some level of distinction. You could say as a business person, you could have, not everyone's going to do it, but there would be a separation between those who are looking to be policed and following the rules versus those who are not.
There's monitoring services that do this, right?
Yeah, but the monitoring services are only self-reported. I've done them. Okay. You send your plays to them. Okay. It's a bunch of nonsense. It has absolutely nothing to do with what I've given my clients. It's just what I'm telling you that I'm betting.
Right.
So yeah. Okay, great. Sports monitor at Oklahoma City. Phenomenal, right? They love it. The handicapper is the one that tells them what they're betting, not what they've played, not what they're giving their clients, just what they've given them. Just they're telling the service here, this is what I'm playing. So they may have given out, if they have 500 people buying the package, could be 250 a side.
Could be.
So it doesn't, I mean, you might go, well, Matt, if you go to the service and you go, wait, I got X game and that's Y game. How many people know where to go there and actually do that? I think most people don't know about the sports monitoring services. They're tiny. That's why there's no real clout to it. I always laugh when I see handicappers like number 2 monitor on Sports Monitor. I'm like, great, man. That's awesome. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
No one knows what you're talking about as to being monitored, right? So, like, all I say is all my picks are out publicly every morning. That's it. We track them publicly. There's a spreadsheet you can go and show. That's all I say. That's it. It's just, I'm transparent can be, but I lose. Last week, I had the best week I've ever had as a professional, content creator with being up 14 units last week. It's an extreme rarity. It'll maybe never happen again, but I'm honest about that. Like, I'm honest about the fact that, like, guys, this is not normal. Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's just a heater. Let's ride it for as long as it goes, and it may blow up and end today. So this is where I've got good friends of mine who are handicappers who 2 of them that I know would welcome this, because they're tired of having to explain to people who get burned from other handicappers who then come over to them and say, oh, are you like this other guy who just, ripped me off?
Right.
And they're like, no, I'm not. Well, how do I know?
Yeah, you don't.
You don't.
Give me a shot. I mean, it's just like people watching the show. They got to hit the like button. They got to hit the subscribe button. But they're probably like, what are these 2 jagoffs doing doing a show? What are they saying?
Right.
And then you come in and you see the community, you see the chat, you see the people, and you go, you know what? This is different. This is good. So,
by the way, William Hill just made me pay even money over 2.5 goals in the second period. Not even putting up 1.5 goals. They're making me bet over 2.
Right. Again, the number's right. I was going to say it's a minimum of 2, but 2.5, that's even better.
The trend is 1.5.
The Senators just tried. The Senators just tied the game.
So I didn't bet the Bruins game, but so wow. So over in the first period, the Bruins
first period got there.
Over 1.5 comes in. 30 seconds left in the period. Oh, it's a bad beat, man.
Yeah.
Woo, glad I didn't bet that today.
Had under.
Yeah. That's a bad beat. Under 1.5.
So yeah, before we move on, I mean, I'll just tie it up with this. Like, it's an interesting thing. I think, lawmakers, lawyers, all of you guys that are following me, I really appreciate it. If you want to reach out and have any questions, just DM me. We'll talk about the consultant services later. But thank you again for following. They're talking about a lot of things that we've been talking about for years in the business. We can help them solve it pretty quickly. Now, who's monitoring what is very important, and how much in depth will they be monitoring? Lawyers have a bar. There's a bar in every state that they have to uphold to. The American Medical Association is for doctors. Like, there's something for everybody to have a code of conduct and standards.
There's gaming control boards in every state.
Yeah, but they're run so differently. That's the thing. Like, you got to kind of get some universal thing. I don't think there's any teeth or meat on this until it's a national thing.
Fair.
That would be my concern.
Yeah, I mean, the one problem with making a national sports handicapping bill is that sports gambling is not legal nationally.
Big problem.
Yeah, it's like the one thing people don't realize is sports betting actually isn't legal nationally. It's just not.
States.
It's just not illegal. What the federal government said was the law that was on the books that made it illegal for states to have sports gambling, that was unconstitutional. So now it's up to you guys in each state. Whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you. But the federal government has no opinion on sports betting. That's why you can't bet on planes.
Right.
So, like, because I made the joke one day, and I think it's really true. Those little TV sets that are on the back seat of the headrest, they got trivia games on them right now. They got little games you can play. It would be very easy to flip that into a casino game and have people play casino games in planes flying around the country. It'd be an absolute cash cow. Grandma would spend $1,000 coming to Vegas before she ever landed.
Oh God.
But
We
the reason
want
why
that?
you can't do that because because the skies are a federally controlled space.
Mm.
So you need to legalize sports gambling and iCasinos on the federal level, and then you can go ahead and have gambling on a plane that takes off.
2023.
That's what I would do.
Right.
That's what I would be. If I was the iGaming world, I'd be lobbying for planes. Captive audience. Sometimes you're stuck on a plane for 5 hours on the tarmac. Let them play poker.
Oh God. Can you imagine? Oh God.
It may come.
It might. It might.
One day. But I am, and I've been a fan of this. I hope, Bill, that both those bills in West Virginia and Maryland, I hope they both pass. All right. So last night after the All-Star game, Mike Malone, coach of the Denver Nuggets, proclaimed that was the worst basketball game he's ever been a part of.
He's right.
Are All-Star games unfixable? The NFL has tried their damnedest to figure out a way to make an All-Star game fun.
The fans liked this year's
kids liked it. Oh, fans liked it. Kids liked it.
Kids liked it.
Which is a win. I'll give you that. The NHL has created different teams and they've gone bracket wise. They've tried.
I don't even know what that is.
They have the team this and E teams west.
Yeah,
I
mean,
it's
but
bracketed.
I don't watch it at all.
Nor do I. So they're trying to figure it out. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game is still an event. It's a game. The sport lends itself to all-stars, an all-star team. Baseball started it, right? Yes. Baseball started it. Hey, let's bring it together. 9 players from, not the best 9 versus the best 9, and let's go ahead and have them go out and play.
Yes.
That is what started all of this. But it might be the last one standing at the end of the day. I mean, the guy who coached Team LeBron said it was the worst basketball game ever played last night.
I have no defense. I didn't even watch it live. I watched it like on replay a little bit. Right. I was bored as hell. I was just like, I don't know. I'm trying, I got to watch it for the content, but man, oh man, boring. Like you got to figure out a way you cannot fool the kids. I say it every day as a parent, as a coach, as someone who, watches what they watch. If they don't watch it, I don't know how to get them interested.
Right.
They don't watch this. They're not watching it. And now fans of the game aren't watching it. Shut it down. Just shut it down.
It's so much money.
Is it?
Yes. To each individual city that hosts the All-Star. I mean, Salt Lake City made a ton of money from the All-Star game being there.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Like use it. I don't know.
It's a traveling circus.
It is a traveling circus, and they do a great job with the media stuff and let the players. I mean, it's almost like Super Bowl week, right? Like they bring them there and they have them answer questions and do press conferences, and then they do the Saturday night thing is back. Like it, I don't think it ever left. I enjoy Saturday, All-Star Saturday. I don't enjoy the game.
Right. But then it's just a skills competition. That's what the NFL did. It was a skills competition. It wasn't really a game. They played flag football.
What do we do for the NBA?
3-on-3? I think you can play 3-on-3.
Oh, play like a 3-on-3 tournament like they did. Like you could let them pick their teams 3-on-3.
Let them go.
Play to 11.
Play half court to 11 or play knockout.
Half court,
have them
whatever.
Have them play knockout.
Winners move on. Yeah. Now that would be fun.
I mean, do something different than doing a game that clearly nobody cares about and no one wants to play in. No one wants to take it seriously. Except, I guess, Jason Tatum scored 55 points last night to set the all-time record.
Nickel! Speaking of double nickel, Timmy Baseball and Big Irv Gotti, shout out to you guys. Hello. Double nickel. That's good, isn't it?
55 points in an all-star game? It is, but is it really? I mean...
good question.
I mean, I don't think it matters at all. It's a footnote in history. Who set the all-time scoring record in the All-Star game? Before last night, I had no idea.
I still don't know.
Now you do.
Broke.
Yeah, he broke 52 from somebody. I forget who scored 52, but he broke it. Anthony Davis, maybe.
Oh,
I forget who, but it means nothing.
No. I mean, especially now, like with the 3-point, like they were jumping back to shoot threes on the regular. Like it was, I mean, the total in the game was 325 for like the 8th year in a row.
Right.
And they finished with what, 364? Something like that. It wasn't even close.
Flew over. I just don't know how they set a number without knowing the teams. That was the funniest thing of the weekend. The books had a number for Team LeBron without knowing Team LeBron's team.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? As the bookmaker, what do you do on the fly when you see the teams getting drafted? You're like, uh-oh, this is not good. I got to adjust the number.
Did they adjust? Team came on LeBron. It was 2.5, 3. It closed 3.5.
So
like
bad.
People bet the LeBron on the draft.
So bad.
What are you doing? Just turn it off and watch the game. I told you last week, I told what I said to the guys when they said, are you going to book it in game? I was like, hello? Did you ask me a question? What did you say? And he goes, do you want the in-game feed or not? And I'm like, for the All-Star game? Are you out of your fucking mind? No, I don't want the All-Star game feed. Have a good weekend. See you. Oh, yeah, we don't want it. I was like, no, I don't even want it in the system in case somebody accidentally turned it on. No.
Unbelievable. So Russell Westbrook is going to be a Clipper. He is signing with LA.
Believe that.
The numbers do not move.
No, the numbers do not move.
Surprised?
Absolutely not.
I mean, this is a Hall of Fame basketball player.
He was.
He is. He's a Hall of Fame basketball player.
He is a Hall of Famer, but he's not playing like a Hall of Famer now.
He's still a Hall of Famer, though. This guy didn't move the needle at all. Nothing. Not even a little. Not even a tiny. A scotch. Nothing.
No, not at all. No.
It's a nothing burger.
Correct.
Wow.
I mean, it helps the Clippers, and it's not a surprise because he was talking to him already, and you knew damn well he wasn't going to Utah.
No.
Like, there was no way. Like, he had to take the call from his agent and say, hey, traded you to Utah. Okay. We'll figure it out because I ain't going there.
Right.
So going to them, does that, in your opinion, help the Clippers? Does it push them over the edge as far as a matchup, or is it just Russ is on there?
Yeah. It's just it's a nothing. It's just I don't see what everyone else sees with the Clippers, because until a team plays with their full complement of players, I don't know what the Clippers are. Everyone's saying, wait till they get healthy. Okay. I'll wait.
2-1 Ducks. Panthers scored.
2 more now. Need 2 more. I'm on the over 6.5 too. So
it's now 7.5 in game.
Good. So if it gets to 8, tell me. I'll look to middle it.
So let's see. NBA Finals. The Clippers jump. No, nothing moved. They're still the 3rd choice in the West and the 5th choice overall.
Yeah.
Same.
Nothing. It's a yawn.
Right.
I can't wait to see. I think it's March the 5th, Clippers, Lakers.
Oh.
That'll be fun.
Did I see a story that Russ lives across the street from LeBron?
I buy that. Sure. Now, this might be a big street. So it might be like,
right,
not your typical like neighbor. It might be like, LeBron's house is here, and then a quarter of a mile down the road is Russell Westbrook's house. Like the proximity, I don't know what that would mean, but sure, right. I buy that.
Man, oh man,
that they would be like that. So, one baseball story today. We'll do baseball a little bit later on, but yep. I saw this before after I sent the rundown, so I just want to jump in with it because I think it's so awful. Did you grow up listening to radio for baseball games?
I still listen to radio baseball games. I love it. I don't like it. I love it.
Right. Baseball and the radio have this romantic relationship to me. Yeah. And being the play-by-play voice of a team where you're on the road for 162 plus games, spring training and or playoffs.
Yep.
You develop this rapport and relationship with your audience because you're in the car. This is what I teach when I'm at UNLV. One of the things I teach the kids all the time is that audio really is a very personal, intimate medium. And normally
I would argue that it's more intimate than this, the video.
100%. It is the most intimate. Yes, because you're in your head. So when you're listening to something, I always tell my students, you have to take a lot of responsibility for that because you're with somebody in their car, most likely alone, if not in their car, on their phone with earbuds in, on a bus, on a run, but you're alone. It's a one-on-one relationship. Even though it's a mass medium, it's still a one-on-one relationship. So your conversation with your audience is so important. In baseball, the ability to paint the picture of what is happening at the ballpark is an incredible art. The talented broadcasters, the one that really know how to bring the game to life, Vin Scully's of the world, if you will. The idea that the Blue Jays radio team is going to call road games from Toronto is insanity.
A lot of teams did this when COVID hit.
Because you had to, not because you wanted to.
Right.
Not because it was good. It sucked. It was plastic. It was boring. It wasn't connected. And everyone just said, look, it's the pandemic. We'll deal with it. This is a conscious choice by the Blue Jays to tell their radio team, hey, guys, guess what? You're not going on the road. This is what the NBA DL did when I was a broadcaster for the NBA DL. In the first year, I was on the road with the Huntsville flight.
For the people that don't know, NBA DL is what? Developmental League?
G League now.
G League now. Okay.
Yes. So when it signed on, when it first became a reality, Huntsville had a team, and I was the first ever voice. Huntsville doesn't have a team anymore, but I was the voice.
You know, we have a team here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I need to go.
They play at the Dollar Loan Center. How have we not gone?
Yeah, it's really cheap too. We
right?
Need to go. Yeah, it's really
take the kids or something.
Yeah,
go over.
It's that's what it's meant for. It's meant for the kids. It's tons of halftime entertainment, and we need to make that happen. But they told us you're not traveling. We're like, what? Yeah, the home broadcaster is going to send the call from courtside to the other radio station in the other market. So like the Columbus, Georgia had a team. So like I was broadcasting in Huntsville, but I was also broadcasting in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh.
But I'm the flight's broadcaster. So obviously I'm going to be more in tune with the flight than I am with Columbus. So they had this big conference call trying to help us all, realize that you're doing a neutral broadcast now, not a team broadcast now.
That changes the whole format.
Changes the whole thing, right? She changed everything. These guys aren't being told to do that. But if you're not with the team for 81 games, if you're not on the road trip, if you're not having those private conversations in the back on a team plane, like how expensive is this to send one guy? Radio's not hard to produce. Like you can have one person, you could tell the play-by-play guy, look, you're not going to have any help. It's just going to be you. You're going to go call the game by yourself. You're going to be the producer. You're going to be everything, but we're just sending one person. Like you could do this. Radio is not that hard to set up to send one person. And how expensive really is it to send one person?
Like you're already on the flights and stuff. Like, it's one seat.
It's one seat and it's one hotel room. I mean, like on a block of hotel rooms that I don't know what Sportsnet's problem really financially, if they're having issues, but this is a horrible trend that I hope nobody copies right now in sports. Your broadcasters, your radio broadcasting say, well, everybody watches it on TV. Baloney. There are so many people who are in a car driving home from work, driving home from a party, that they turn the game on. They want to hear what's going on. Now, they may get home and then put it on TV, but they want the game on the radio. And they want to hear.
We used to play like either wiffle ball or, take the boombox to the field and listen to the game while we were playing the game.
Right.
Growing up, like the sound of summer was the baseball game. And I think about, I was a little kid listening because like my grandmother would listen to every Pirate game. Every time we went to her house in the summer, the Pirate game was on if they were playing. It was on the radio. The TVs were never even on. Like, I don't know. Feels like one of those things that is going to take some getting used to for a lot of people. But the best guys we'll be able to do this without a glitch. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
I
think
don't know.
it's
Like
such a difference.
Vescursion was doing games, and I asked him about that specifically. We gotta get Matt on this show, but like
Sure.
he was doing Angel games from New Jersey. And I was like, what is that like? He's like, oh, you just kind of watch this monitor or that monitor, this monitor, and talk. I feel like you're behind. Like when
of course
you're
you're
doing it.
behind. You can't not be. You have
Yeah,
to be because your feed is the same in what the audience is seeing.
right.
So you're
So
behind. There's no debating that you're going to be behind. And you don't get the feel of the ballpark, the sounds, this the vibe of what's happening in the park.
it's one of the perks of the job, is it not? When you get that, you get to go to the games and like be a part of the
On the
traveling circus
field,
and everything it is.
yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
huge part of the job. And it's also a huge detriment for a lot of married people who have families. It's really hard to be on the road. So maybe some people might welcome this and be like, that's great. I just think the broadcast is going to suffer
wow.
tremendously.
Linus Crimmins just said none of Toronto's radio crews travel Leafs, Raptors, or Blue Jays.
Right now, that wasn't always the case.
Oh, that's what he said that's what Linus said in the chat.
I mean, when you ask me what's the call that I remember from the excuse me 2004 Red Sox, it's not the TV call. It's not Joe Buck. It's Joe Castiglione.
Oh, right.
Voice of the it's a voice of
Yeah.
the Red Sox on the radio.
Yeah.
Do you believe it? He wrote a book. Do you believe it?
Right.
That's the call that everybody in New England remembers. They don't remember Joe Buck. You know, I forget.
Right.
I know the call. I know the play. I know that the baseball got put into someone's back pocket and then disappeared. Like I remember all that, but I don't remember the call. I remember Joe's voice during that moment. You turn on a Red Sox game, you hear Joe Castiglione. It's just part of it. It becomes part of just the whole process of being a fan.
Keith Folk was the pitcher.
That was on the mound. Yes, Keith Folk was pitching.
Yeah, I remember.
And Minkiewicz is the one who took the ball, put it in his back
Right.
pocket, and then it
Yep.
disappeared. And then we were like, "Where's the ball go?"
Huh.
There was a big controversy about where that ball wound up.
Yeah.
But that's the moment those are the things that when you're a broadcaster. I mean, Vin Scully's he's in the Hall of Fame, RIP obviously to Vin Scully, but like that guy, he was the radio. I mean, he was sports radio.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that we have to live in the past, but the radio is still a gigantic part. And if not radio, audio, if you want to say, well, it's not radio, just say audio, whether it be on an application, the MLB app, you have an option to either listen to the game or watch the game.
Yep.
So if you're driving and you can't get access to the game, I put the Red Sox game all the time on my MLB app and I put the aux in and I listen to the game in the car and I hear Joe Castiglione.
There's not much things I like better than when I have a long drive, 2 hours plus, to put on a baseball game. Makes the drive fly by. Like because at the beginning of the game, you're in the second inning, you're just listening to the game. You don't even realize how long you're driving. By the fourth inning, fifth inning, you're like, oh, we're almost, we're halfway there. And then you get there in time to watch the end, wherever I loved, like I had to go back and forth sometimes between Penn State and Pittsburgh in the summer. Just put on a baseball game. I would time the drive on a baseball game.
Right.
So I could get there and listen to the game. Kept me engaged the whole time. Awesome. Yeah, this is different. We'll see.
No, it's a mistake. It's an absolute mistake by Sportsnet to do this. And I don't know if other teams in Toronto do this or not, but baseball on the radio started sports. It will end sports. It is a huge factor. It's a huge thing.
Do you like listening to hockey on the radio?
It's the hardest sport to call.
It is, but the best guys bring it to life, and you can hear the like. But
it's real. I mean, they call every
great.
4 or 5 passes. Like
of course, that's what makes it so good. Like you're really, like Mike Lang. I grew up listening to Mike Lang in Pittsburgh, and then got to listen to some other ones.
Yeah,
and it's great listening to games on the radio.
No, it's look, Sean Grandy, who's done this show. I love the TV broadcast, okay, but I love radio.
Yeah,
and I love him and Max on the radio calling Celtics games. It's awesome. It's just the guys who are really good, and they make it really fun. And the idea of not having that person be there in person and then trying to pipe in fake crowd noise. It's like when they tried to pipe in the fake crowd noise when the NBA was in the bubble.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So bad.
God,
You
that
knew
was
it.
Terrible. Oh,
I mean, I can't wait to tell. Have you seen The Last of Us yet at all?
no.
The show? Oh,
No.
just started watching it this weekend. It's a if you have PTSD from COVID, it is a shock to the system. It takes you right back to where we were.
Really?
With COVID. Yeah, it's about a pandemic outbreak that kills society. And based on a video game of all things. But it's just
awesome.
like I just remember like I'm watching this show and I'm like, man, like we were all we sent the NBA to a bubble and we piped in fake crowd noise and we put people's faces in the crowd. We stuck them on screens.
We took bets on it.
We took bets on it.
God, it's ridiculous.
Acted like there was a real home court advantage.
Oh, it's annoying as hell.
And I get it that COVID changes everything, but man, I hope that that's not what we see in the future.
Right.
So, okay. So any live betting opportunities? We never get to do this in the show because it's President's Day. So we never have live hockey. We have 2 games going on or 3 games going on right now.
I got two.
2, right? Okay. So we have Anaheim, Florida, and Ottawa and Boston.
2-1 Ducks, 11 minutes to go in the second period.
So is it still 7.5?
Still 7.5 now, minus 215 on the under.
On the under.
Minus
Wow.
215, son.
Interesting.
Boy, the morning guys are running the program here right now. Minus 215 and only plus 164. Thanks for coming. That is a gigantic gap. Wow. Holy no. Tighten that thing up, boys. Gosh.
So I'm on over 6.5 right now. And I need 2 more goals here in the second period. I'm on over 2.5 goals in the second period that I've bet live. Is it worth betting over 7.5 right now or is the play to bet the under 7.5 right now?
Well, no, it was the bet under when it was minus 110. Now they're sitting here. The next move, it's minus 225 now while we're talking. Minus 230. You guys are watching the show. I mean, what are you doing? It's going to be 6.5 here in like 30 seconds.
Oh,
I don't know how much higher it can go.
Back to the original number.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll go, but it'll be 6.5 over minus 200.
Whew.
So, yeah. So if you like, I mean, plus 176 on over 7.5 right now before they move it. And the other game is 6.5. With
Bruins at 6.5?
Uh-huh.
Whoa. So would you bet what's Ottawa puck line right now?
Plus 1.5 is only minus 122.
Oh, that's a great bet. Ottawa's 2-0 against the Bruins this year. Both games in Ottawa.
Right.
The Bruins just may not match up well with Ottawa.
This may be one of those games. I mean, the shots on goal are even 15-13. So they're battling right now. It's minus 400 on the money line.
And Omar has already given up a goal, which is somewhat surprising.
Right. And there's the move to 6.5, Perrault.
There it is.
Not our first rodeo. Minus 6.5 over 6.5 is minus 205.
Oh my. So basically what they're saying is the game's going to land 7.
That's what they were just saying without saying.
Yeah.
The quiet part out loud, right?
Which is fine by me. Let it land 7. I'm good.
Yeah.
So I'm on 6.5. So let's have it land. I paid minus 110 last night. So let's land with that. I would like to see 2 more goals real quick here for either Florida or Anaheim, though. That would be nice to get in the second half of the second
over
period.
6.5?
I have over 6.5, and I also have over 2.5 in the second period.
In Anaheim and Florida.
Yes. Did not bet the Bruins.
You can bet. You can take 6. Well, they just blocked it up. Maybe something just happened. We shall see.
I'll wait for my app, my score app to tell me because it will tell me faster than anything else.
Right.
The score app will be the one that will tell me what happens.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was going to say you can bet under plus money.
Oh, yep. Goal 2-2
for your bet. There you go.
I need one more.
Thanks for coming.
I need one more. 2-2 Florida, Anaheim. We need one more goal here in the period to go over. But if you're counting 1.5, that is now 11 straight games that Florida has had 2 goals or more being scored in the third period.
Second period.
Sorry, second period. Excuse me. Thank you. Second period. And it's now on a 16-2 run in the second period. I'm telling you, if you guys are not following PSUOTTO on Twitter, Chris is on the show tomorrow.
Oh, On the show tomorrow.
Okay?
Tomorrow.
Otto is on the show tomorrow. His spreadsheet is literally found money. Like, it is
Right there.
freaking believable.
Available every day.
If you go, Matt, how did you win 14 units last week? One, I went 7-1 in college basketball. That helps.
That always helps.
But hockey was right there.
Every day.
My info came from Ken Palm in college basketball, sniping numbers that were off on the board versus Ken Palm's projections. Went 7-1 doing that last week, and killed hockey because of what Otto put up. The numbers he has, first period, his second period numbers, it's unbelievable. Like tomorrow, he already pinged us. He said, guys, tomorrow, second period, look out. He's like, there's so many games that have second period overs. And I think I'm going to go try and find if stations here in Vegas does offer second period overs pregame. I'm going. I'm going in tomorrow.
Oh, we'll check. I'll check today. I'll go down today because it might be one of those over-the-counter things, not on the app. You got to check on the app because I don't have the app. So after we get off, we'll check that.
No, I mean I can look right. Oh yeah, hold on, I can do it right now because we're at dinner. We were looking last night.
Yeah.
Gold
disallowed.
No, they pulled it
off. Oh no,
sucks. Man, I'm gonna lose my bet. I'm gonna lose my bet on that. That sucks.
Yeah, gold disallowed.
I hate that.
Gold disallowed. Gold. Thanks, chat.
Yeah. Offsides. That stinks. It's not on the app. Okay. Oh, second period. There it is. Yep.
There it is. Oh.
It is. It's on the app. Second period. I gotta go reload this app. Okay.
Boom.
I'll call them after. I can call them afterwards. So Flyers and the Flames today over 1.5 goals is -1. Oh my gosh.
-1.
Here are your second period numbers. Over 1.5 goals is -230 on the Krakens and the Sharks.
Dear Lord. -230.
-230. Over 1.5 goals for Flames and Flyers. -180. Over 1.5 goals, Islanders and Penguins. -175. Over 1.5 goals, Rangers Jets. -175. It's not a decent number. But on the flip side, you get +1, you get +195, +160, +155, and +155. So like the Jets Rangers, I wouldn't bet second period because they're a first period under team and a second period under team. But Otto's got these numbers for the first period, second period, and third period. And then he also will tell you the streak that these teams are on for first period, second period, or third period.
What's his Twitter handle? At @PSU_Otto?
No, PSUOTTO, no underscore. Oh, everyone thinks we say auto like automobile. No, Otto like otter.
OTTO.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Seriously, if you're betting hockey or at least remotely interested in betting, period, you need to go look at what Chris is doing because it's so helpful. I mean,
my man's based in Pittsburgh. He's up in the middle of the night going over the charts. He's doing the work. Just follow him. It's simple.
It's awesome. I mean, it really is awesome to watch the numbers and then to play the numbers and be able to bet whatever you want, but you can go and extrapolate your own information from it. Link it up with the goaltenders, link it up with what the books have from a number perspective, and you can play it out and you can kind of see how the game's going to go. Because this is what's so interesting about betting hockey. Like there's 3 numbers, and then there's in between the half goals, but there's 5, 6, and 7, right? 5.5, 6.5. Sometimes you get 5, sometimes you get 7, but generally it's 5.5, 6.5, or 6, right? Those 3 numbers are up. But
there
hockey
used to be 5s. There's no more 5s.
Right.
And the books need a like an act of Congress to put up a 7.
Correct.
And I don't know why.
So what makes it so interesting? I was thinking about this over the weekend. I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no other sport where you can score 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, or 10. And there's no numbers for it. Because baseball will have sometimes very low totals, depending on the pitchers, right? Baseball can have a 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5.
5.5 is as low as the baseball totals go.
Okay, so 5, but you can go all the way up to 9.5.
Oh,
sometimes 10.
In Colorado, they're at
12,
13.
13,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hockey never does that.
Never.
It never, even when there is a team that's like the Vancouver Canucks, who are a flippin' ATM machine to the over.
They are an ATM machine.
They don't adjust it. They don't change because in Colorado, you go, well, there's historical data that states this game always is going to go over. Vancouver, they're saying it's a 1-year thing. And they're not changing the number. They refuse to change the number. And there's no other sport, you'd more than I would know this, but I can't think of another sport where it has betting like this, where the numbers are so stuck into a box from a bookmaking perspective, and the results are so different, are so far outside the realm of it, yet the books won't adjust. So if you're talking about why are we betting hockey, we're betting hockey because it's a statistical in betting anomaly. We never have this in any other sport. We don't have these numbers.
No.
When if you bet an under, okay, you bet under 6.5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you cash. And if a team is really good at an under, it's 5.5. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you cash. Like, it's really different than any other sport when it comes to betting. Because if I bet 6.5 and they're going over like Vancouver or Edmonton, final score was 6-5 yesterday.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it doubled it. It nearly doubled.
When you bet over 6.5 and you got 11, that's fun. I don't know what you need to do, but you're right. Like the books, I mean, you could ask guys that are doing it. 7 is a real push, like
potential.
They just won't do it. They won't push all in and say, make it 7. Just use 7 under a quarter and start there. Let them bet it.
I mean, look, here are the top 5 teams in the NHL right now to the over. Edmonton is 38, 16, and 3 to the over.
Say it again.
38, 16, and 3.
That's pretty good.
Vancouver is 36, 17, and 3.
36, 17, so that's 53.
The Florida Panthers are 34, 21, and 4. This is road and home combined. San Jose is 34, 22, and 1. And the St. Louis Blues are 33 and 17 and 6. They've pushed 6 times because their numbers have been 6 more often than not.
You guys know, watching the show, and if you are, again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please. 67%. That's what these are.
Top 5
you
teams.
Dream about anything for 67%. I say if you find something, if I find something and I'm hitting at 67% and I can do it for a year or 2, bye-bye. I'll have an island somewhere. If they keep letting you bet it.
Yep.
These things don't come along very often. I mean, I don't watch hockey.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I mean, do like betting things that consistently happen right now? I do.
Edmonton is 19, 7, and 3 to the over at home.
19, 7, and 3.
Vancouver is 23, 5, and 1 to the over on the road.
23 divided by 28 with a push. That's 82%. 82% of their games went over on the road.
Yes.
That's for the math guys that you can't figure it out. It's 82%. Shame of it is there's only 11 or 12 road games left.
And they're not getting the playoffs, so it stinks.
Right.
But these are the opportunities right now that I kind of hate talking about it as much as I do because I like it. It's like our little secret.
You're going to mush it. There's no doubt. Like
it's not even mush it. It's not even going to mush it. I think the books are going to start to adjust. I want to see a 7.5. I want to see what book we'll do. We'll put up a 7.5.
Ain't going to happen.
Nobody.
Ain't going to happen.
Wow.
No, definitely not.
If Edmonton plays, or if Vancouver plays at Edmonton.
Yeah.
They won't do it?
No.
It should be 9.
Bet over 7.5. It'll be, or bet over 7. You'll get plus money. The juice will be on the under.
Seriously.
It will.
That disallowed goal is going to mush my over too.
Yes, it is.
That's too bad. It's 2-1 still now with 5 to play. That second period streak will end for 2.5, but actually it may end both streaks because it's only one goal. If they don't score another goal here before the end of the end of the second period. Bruins 1-1. I don't get that. 6.5 from a Bruins perspective. They are an under team. I probably should have bet that. That's a high number. 6.5 for the Bruins.
I was saying you had over at even money. You said you could have taken under 6.5 plus 170 when it flipped from 7.5 to 6.5. Now it's 5.5. Just flipped.
The Bruins?
The Bruins game just went to 5.5 right in front of our eyes. Yeah,
that's the right number.
Yeah.
I mean, it's halfway through the second period, no score in the second period. It's 1-1 for the game. That's the better side. Philadelphia is on the road today at 1:00 Pacific time, 4:00 Eastern. The Flyers are one of these teams that are really difficult to figure out because they're an under team on the road. They're 15-12-2 on the road. But Calgary is an over team at home. I guess 13-1. I guess they're flat. What's that total now? Is it 6 or 6.5 for Calgary, Philly?
6.
Yeah, that's the right number.
6.
6 is right. That's good. I would
over minus 20.
Yeah, I'd bet the over.
6 flat.
But what's fun about hockey as well is that, like, while you think this 2-1 Anaheim Florida game, you might be like, oh gosh, this game's not going to go over. I mean, third periods, it can be 5 goals.
Oh, easy. Oh, I think as much as, Chris has done work with the first period and the second period has always been the most scored period
historically.
Going back 15 years, probably.
Right.
We had a guy who used to do it and keep a database. And he was mad. We were sitting at lunch and he was like, hey, do you know what period is the most goals scored in hockey? And I went, yeah, the second. He goes, well, what do you mean? How'd you know that? I'm like, I watched the games. I played. I don't know. I do the numbers. Why? He's like, oh, I just ran back this database and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it's the long change. There's a lot of bad line changes in the second period because you got to go to the long distance. So that's when the second period, that's at least what I thought. But he told me that. And it's continuing to go. But now the third period, the lead changes. Perrault.
Both teams to score third period.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, BTTS. Both teams to score.
You're shortening everything like the kids now. BTTS.
No, that's what it's called.
Too much.
No, it's a soccer term. It's a soccer betting term. BTTS.
It's a soccer betting term?
Mm-hmm. Both teams to score.
BT squared S?
Yeah, right.
BT squared S. It's like a math formula.
So let me show you something that's crazy. This is from Otto's. This is off of Otto's spreadsheet. Every team I'm about to read is either 8-2 or 9-1 or 10-0.
And they're
to the over 1.5 goals in the second period.
In their last 10 games.
In the last 10 games, every team I'm about to read is either 8-2, 9-1, or 10-0.
I'm going to say there's 7 of them.
Washington, Nashville, Ottawa, Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis, Islanders, Florida, Kings, Toronto, Buffalo, Vancouver, Detroit, Seattle, Devils, Edmonton.
I lost count. What was that, 17?
I don't know. Half the flipping league.
That's over half the league.
It's half the league. It's either 8-2, 9-1, or 10-0 to a second period over right now.
Damn, son.
It is stupid. So you ask, why is stations here in Vegas juicing at 175 or higher? That's why.
That's why.
You could parlay them all together if they let you.
Hockey betting is not bad.
It is not bad. It is not bad. Here's a question for you that I saw this on FanDuel this morning. What team would you bet to have the worst record in the NHL as the official race for this Bedard kid starts? Who is going to tank harder?
Who leads right now? Chicago?
So right now, the worst records in the NHL at the time of our show, because there's games going on right now. Last place teams: Montreal has 50 points. Columbus has 41 points. The Blackhawks have 41 points, and the Ducks have 40 points, but they're playing. Ducks are playing right now. So which of those four will tank harder for the next?
Columbus don't have to do nothing. That's just
the next
they just
Connor
need to keep
McDavid
showing up.
Well, same thing with the Ducks. I mean, the Ducks are supposedly going to trade away everybody at the deadline. They
haven't already.
They want to get rid of Gibson. They want to get rid of everything. The Ducks just want to give away everyone. The Ducks want this kid bad. Everybody wants this kid, but could save the franchise.
Oy, oy, oy.
If he's the next Connor McDavid. Goal. Somebody scored.
Goal.
2-2.
Florida
got a second goal. I would have hit my over.
Oh,
man. I would have hit my bet and then disallowed that goal. 2:37 left in the second period. I might be able to get a second one if they score fast, or a third one to hit my bet. That's too bad. But who you betting?
I would rank them. Chicago may trade away their guys like Tays and Zout and Kane.
Yep.
Announced that he would like to go here or there. Like,
I'm going to say the Ducks because they have a negative 95 goal differential. That's the worst in the league by far.
Man. Oh. I think I would say Chicago, Columbus, Anaheim. Or Anaheim, Columbus, Chicago. Or Columbus, Anaheim, Chicago. I don't know. It's one of those three, is it not?
Well, it's like four options, so yes.
No. But I mean, that like one of those three is the worst team in the league. Who's the fourth option? They're not catching them.
Montreal.
Yeah, they already messed up. They won too many games early in the season.
Right. They got off to too hot of a start.
Yeah. No. They're out. I don't know. That's anywhere he goes there, he's gonna be a huge help, obviously. He's gonna be the face of the franchise, obviously.
Right.
Columbus is bad. It's got to be them. It's got to be. You like one of them?
They took it down because Anaheim's playing,
right?
So they took the market down. So I can't tell the live odds on this, but I would bet Anaheim. I think Anaheim's going to wind up with the worst record. They're 9-16-1 at home. They're 8-17-5 on the road. They've given up 236 goals. That is by far the most in the entire NHL. 10 more than the next closest team.
Nate S. just came in and said Tays can't be traded due to health concerns.
Yeah, but they can waive that, though. I mean, they can waive it. I mean, if he wants to waive it and the team wants to waive it, just matters if they want to waive it or not.
Oh, Penguins should consider it.
Oh my gosh, everybody! I mean, any contender should consider it. He's an awesome presence. He's a cup winner. 100%.
I mean, trading your guys.
Oh, you think the Penguins should tank? No. Come on. That is not happening. Penguins are not tanking. They're right in the middle of it. They've got 63 points.
False hope.
Fine, but they're right in the middle of it. You can't.
Tired of going to the first round and losing.
You're the number
and I
one.
don't want to play the Bruins in the first round.
You know that because that's going to be a spanking. But
it's going to be terrible. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather not make the playoffs.
They're really good at home though. They're 15-7-4 at home. Something to watch for the Penguins. Just on the road, they're literally 500, 12-5.
Yeah, thanks.
Carolina's on fire. Absolutely on fire. 9-1 over the last 10. 82 points. They're only 7 points behind the Bruins.
That's why the Bruins can't stop.
No, it's good. I like it. I like it. I need it.
No keep coach to the finish. There's
right.
No, we got to keep playing meaningful hockey. We have to keep scoring. We have to keep checking. There's no rest. There might be a rest, like 1 or 2 games, but they don't want to. They cannot after this season. leading up to everything that it is. The last 10 games, quote unquote, mail it in and let Carolina catch them for home ice. Can't happen.
Nope. And Boston, I mean, look, if they lose to Ottawa today, they'll be 0-3 against Ottawa. Like, they've got certain teams they don't match up well with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they don't match up great against Carolina. Carolina's defense can be a problem. Boston's power play can be something. It could be hot or it could be ice cold. I just want the Bruins win the cup. I think next year they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Relax with this win the cup stuff right now.
I didn't say when, it's an if. But if they win the cup, there's going to be so many. I mean, everyone's going to leave.
Krejci's
going to retire. Bergeron's going to retire. Maybe Marchand's going to retire. I mean, the guy's going to walk. I mean, this team was not supposed to be like this. They got very fortunate with Krejci coming back and Bergeron on retiring. You have, that's why they traded for Taylor Hall. He was supposed to be the top line center. He's a third line center. Your former MVP playing a third line center right now for the Bruins.
Winning is fun. I remember I asked you this question last hockey season. We almost had a fight. Me and one of my best friends, Rob, at the time,
right,
over this question. Would you rather be a third line winger on a winning team or center? Number one line.
Hall's a winger, by the way. I was calling him a center. Sorry, he's a winger on the third line.
Third line winger on a winning team, or a first line, winger on a losing team. So you got paid more, and you went to the AllStar game and all that stuff. All I wanted to do was win. I'd rather be the third line guy and get cups and do the parades and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
If I had to, be the best player on the San Jose Sharks, like now. Like,
I want to win.
That would suck.
Yeah, I want to win. Period. Yeah. I want to win. And by the way, everyone who just cashed the over 1.5 goals in the second period, it's 11 straight. Nice job out of you guys. I got 2.5, unfortunately, because Vegas books suck, so I couldn't get 1.5. I got 2.5. Even money.
Whitrock, the answer to your question is 3. Whitrock asked a question in the chat. That's why you need to watch the show live.
What's 3? 3 what?
Whitrock just went and said, over under number of ice drinks Dave has on his desk currently.
It's 3.
I got this iced coffee. I got this some refresher thing. I don't know what this strawberry something. Okay. And then I always have water. You got to drink water. Got to hydrate in the desert. So, plus I feel like shit after all that food I ate last night.
Well, you said you were going out with a bang. So you went out with a bang.
I ate like I was going to the chair, and now I feel like I'm in the chair.
That steak was probably a little over the top.
Oh, multiple appetizers, a salad, a steak, and then
potato.
I was 0 for 2
on
the desserts.
Yeah.
And I had to get the creme brulee because I couldn't let you get it by yourself.
It's good stuff.
It was great.
It's good. That was a good meal. All right. Tonight, TCU, Kansas, game of the night in college basketball.
Tough game.
TCU is now laying 1.5. The move came on the Horned Frogs overnight. Total now is 151.5.
Yes.
Any feel on this?
Told you last night I liked West Virginia. I don't like this game. It's a hard game.
I'm not asking you about this game. I'm asking you about TCU, Kansas.
I know, but I don't know. I don't know. This is a hard game. I don't like this game. You like this game enough to put in bet it or book it or anything?
Yeah.
Oh God. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a hard game.
I like TCU.
That's the side I would take if I had to touch it. I
agree with the move. I think it's TCU. You have a 9-5-1 Horned Frogs team, ATS at home, but they're 1-4 over the last 5. 4-1 for KU. They're coming on strong, but they played so poorly in the first half against Baylor. If they were on the road, they would have lost that game by 30. But they were at home, and so Fog Island got them revved up, and then the wave of emotion that's college basketball took over, and Baylor got wrecked in the second half.
You've set off. Chat, put in your pick on this game. Just put KAN or TCU.
No, KU or TCU.
Okay.
KU, TCU. Make it easy.
That's. I just wanted 3 letters so they can
No, because
see it in the
KU is
chat.
what they go by. KU is their name.
All right, KU
Rock
or
Chalk
TCU.
KU. That
Yeah, I
stupid
know.
dumb chant that they
It's
do.
fine. The Bruins just scored, by the way.
Bang! I just got the notification.
Yeah.
Let's go,
2-1.
boys. Man, if you bet the puck line, you're sweating hard right now.
2:54 left in the second period. The Bruin fans are excited. It's
Of course.
great. Yeah, put in Kansas, KU or TCU. Look at all the KUs. KU.
Perfect.
KU.
Perfect.
Eron, Sean said
Love it.
TCU. Oh, here come the TCUs.
Okay.
Who's that? Stevie Wonder? Stevie Wonder.
Wonder. The Wonders. You've seen that
I
movie,
love
haven't
it.
you? You've seen that movie, right?
KU, TCU. This is a lot of division. It's a hard game.
It is.
Just
I
laid a 5.5 with West Virginia. That's an easy
5.
one. It's up to 6 now, 2 places.
Woof.
Watching a show.
Up to 6. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like TCU in this game. What about any thought on the total 151.5?
Over?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
I-
9 and
I-
6
that's-
9 and
again,
6 TCU to the
Sure.
over, 7 and 6 KU to the over. Both 7 and 7 in conference play. The first time these two teams played, the game went under. Went under because of 83-60, the thumping that TCU gave Kansas.
Right.
It went under. Yeah, I think the total is a good play. I think you can TCU in the over.
Told you I don't like this game. I ain't getting involved in this game. It's a hard game. Good luck.
It is hard. Pasternak gets the goal. Look at that.
Yes.
Little
Seems like he
Pasternak.
scores every game. It's really annoying.
He does. Yeah, he does tend to.
They
score
got the
quick.
black jerseys on with just the big B without the wheel. These are the outdoor
the
game jerseys.
throwback. Yeah, the
Yeah.
throwback. Do they have the stripes on the side of the jerseys on the arms?
No.
Gold stripes, just straight black. Yeah, that's a throwback. That's not the.
Oh,
outdoor.
no. They got the stripes on the arms. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
that's not-
Yeah, that's
those
it.
are the
Yeah.
those are the outdoor game.
Yeah.
Outdoor jerseys for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Duke is laying 18.5 against Louisville tonight.
Yeah. That's a lot. No?
I don't know because this feels a little bit like like Alabama and Georgia.
Oh, nothing could feel like that. Talk about feeling good. Look good, feel good, play good.
Yeah.
That
Louisville's-
Georgia, that was great. I get the text from you. At Bama up 40, LOL.
Yes. I mean, they were up. I mean, we didn't talk about that, but that game fell 49 and the live in game was 49.5.
Can you imagine?
I've never seen that in my life. Alabama, Georgia was minus 49.5 in game,
Yes,
and the
sir.
game landed 49.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you sweated if you took 49.5 points in a college basketball game. You had to sweat it out to the final possession.
Damn.
Insane.
Ridiculous.
Alabama at home is just unreal.
Yeah. Not too many
Unreal.
more of those left either. Butter
Two
Hall
more.
says Duke by 10.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I've seen many people say hammer Duke. I want no part of this game. I want less, like you want no part of TCU Kansas. I want no part of this game. I don't trust
this
Duke.
is the number's high enough where I can go, I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't like Duke at all. I
I'll
don't
wait
trust
for
Duke.
Louisville to maybe get early lead or something and knock it down. Would you lay 10.5 in this game?
First half number, maybe.
No, would you lay 10.5 if you can get it in game?
Oh, yeah, probably.
And there go the Senators. Everybody's
scored?
No, they're pushing and shoving because somebody touched Linus. Yeah. Somebody touched Linus.
40th goal of the year, by the way, for Pasternak.
Whatever. I mean,
Potty.
seriously, who doesn't have 40 on the Bruins? I mean, seriously.
That's
complete
true.
bullshit.
It's unbelievable. Their
Unreal.
goal differential is 90, by the way. 90. The next closest team is 46. The Devils.
And they just
They've
it's
doubled up the damn league. With
It's
goal
silly.
differential.
It's silly how good they are. I still can't believe we named the show Bostonian versus the book. I can't believe this.
So fun. It's just so fun. So here is a really interesting question.
Oh boy.
So have you heard the rumors that Disney might spin off ESPN?
I mean, I've heard them, but then you presented that little note in the rundown, and I was like, oh, what is this?
So there is a rumor going around that ESPN could be sold as well as Hulu could be sold by Disney.
Yeah.
What ESPN is widely regarded as the number one sports brand in the world.
Still?
Still.
Okay.
When you say ESPN globally, everybody knows what it is. What happens if a sports book buys it?
Buys ESPN?
Just saying, hypothetical.
Is there some law or something against that, counselor?
Why would there be a law against that? Why couldn't Flutter buy ESPN?
Is there some sort of conflict there?
Why?
Could you have a conflict?
There's no conflict with a
Well,
sports
they're
book.
taking bets.
Bally Bet owns Bally's. I mean, Bally's doing it. Fox, we're doing it right now.
Right.
We're already doing it. But this is the game changer, because if you own ESPN and you're a book,
you cannot let anyone else advertise on it ever.
Correct? And you want to talk about drilling it down our throats?
Oh, God, sir. Oh, God.
It will change the viewing experience dramatically.
Oh.
If this were to happen.
It's
just a hypothetical, okay? But I'm just bringing it up because in my brain, like, I often look at these like futuristic movies of like, what happens if like in 30 years you look ahead and like in 30 years from now, how much is this stuff? Like, the movie scene. Well, the sports book bought ESPN and that was the end of it. Like, sports on TV went away because everybody got sick and tired of watching it. They sucked. They started to hate on sports because it wasn't fun anymore.
Because it was all force-fed
gambling down our throats.
Gambling all the time. Ooh. I don't know. Yeah,
sports on TV dies.
Oh, and someone being in it now. I mean, as we are in it.
Yep.
Full bore doing content. I don't even want that.
No.
I don't want that.
Especially if it's, a company that is trying, like DraftKings, you're wearing the hat. DraftKings would be the most logical.
Right. That's why I wore the hat. Yeah.
They already
rundown. I told you that.
Yeah. They already have a piece of it. So DraftKings would be the logical one to go ahead and buy ESPN.
Oh my!
Because like Mickey Mouse having a stake in Disney, having the ownership of ESPN, kept it away from certain practices that you felt more comfortable. Like you knew what they were going to do because they were
right. There was clear
guardrails,
2 lanes.
There's guardrails.
Yeah. Right.
So you sell it to DraftKings, those guardrails are now gone. They're gone. Like there's no more guardrails. Now it's just whatever you want to do.
Man,
it would create
we'll see cricket. We'll see darts. We'll see the pickleball league will be official and we'll have betting numbers on it. We'll see. I mean, I don't know why
I don't mind that.
Bowling odds.
I mind that I would just mind that if we're constantly being berated while we're watching these games with gambling on the screen constantly.
We're not now. What are you talking about?
Oh, we're not now. We're nowhere near what we're gonna be. I can't bet from my phone yet. I can't bet from my remote yet. That's coming.
That's a bad idea.
It's coming. We're going to bet from our remotes. It's going to be on the screen. We're going to be streaming on ESPN Plus. A bug's going to pop up with your account. Log into your account. Bet now. Go ahead, bam. Click on it. Bam. How much do you want to bet? Boom. From your remote. It's coming. Amazon's going to do it.
Why don't I just do it with my phone? Why do you got to get in my remote now?
Because it's easier. Because some people don't want to do it on their phones. They're watching the game. They want you as you're watching the game. If you're watching the game on your phone, it's going to happen way sooner than you think. That's coming like in the next 3 years.
Oh, my God.
That's why FanDuel is streaming NHL games. You're going to be able to bet on your FanDuel account while you're watching the game on the FanDuel app, like very soon.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's what they want you to do. But it's
Correct.
just it's too much. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to see it. Maiden Focus is in here. He's talking about horse racing betting. Watch the FanDuel TV. Watch what TVG is. I mean, it's constant horse racing betting talk. See the race,
racing.
bet the talk.
Yeah, but it's horse racing.
It is. It's horse
There's no
racing.
other reason to do horse racing but bet on it.
So will we end up with a daily NFL red zone type show, swinging around the games and then inserting the line information and talking about in-game bets, and then
that's coming
a code on your
now.
screen?
Yes, that's coming now. Yes, that's coming like next year.
We could host that show.
Of course we could.
We should.
That's coming.
Put in for that. Is there a place we could submit our resume for that? Is there somewhere on LinkedIn? Anyone?
Amazon is going to have it very soon.
Oh my!
It's coming. Amazon's coming to ESPN. It's coming to all of them. They're all going to have this alternative broadcast that everybody does now.
Yeah, we did that one of those. Yeah,
it's all coming. The alternative broadcasts are all going to be a part of it now. It's going to be wild to watch. It's all going to be there. So just something to pay attention to, just something to watch. Sports Grid, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Love the Late Night Owls. Like the show if you are watching it on YouTube. But if you haven't watched it before, come on over, be a part of the chat. We're back tomorrow for BVB, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't move. More to come here on a Monday. Okay. Better to book it time.
Bet it or book it time.
This comes from you. This is a you bet. I gave you props for this. I would not have played this if you didn't recommend this, but West Virginia laying 5, 11-3, 8 straight up at home. West Virginia.
Right.
Up against Oklahoma State
going
tonight.
Going up 6. You got 5.
Yep.
CLV. Yeah, you know me.
Does it matter?
No. We're betting West Virginia.
Okay.
We're in with this. They're still searching for the price discovery. The boys at Circa right now are at 6. Everyone else. Oh, another move to 6.
I've seen a lot of people at plus 4.5. They like the dog tonight. They bet early.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, I agree.
Play it.
TCU minus 1.5 against Kansas.
Oh, this one scares me. I'll bet it, but I hate the fact that TCU won so handily the first.
Fair, but home teams against higher ranked opponents have been
been money.
This year.
It's been absolute money. So yes, I like it. I do, but I'm scared. I'm a little scared. A little bit.
And then finally, we are going under 6. Winnipeg and the Rangers. I bet under 6 yesterday. Got a push. I'm going to come back again here with Winnipeg under 6 for the Jets.
This one I'll book. The Rangers, we were talking about it last night. The Rangers have been an over team. That's the one that's going to dictate the play. I think.
My thought is that
we get goalie confirmation? Is Hellebuck playing? Do we know?
Oh, hold on. I don't have.
I didn't look yet. All right.
Look right now. I'm just assuming he's playing. Nope, no confirmation. Looks like it could be Rittich, but I'm okay with that too.
And that's okay. That's not
good.
a make or break part of the bet.
I need Igor to be Igor tonight.
Right.
Like I don't care if the Rangers score 4 goals. Just be Igor.
Just right.
Just get back to playing the way you used to, where you were 1 or 2 goals a game max, and that's it. So I'll take a 3-1, 4-2 final or a 3-2 final tonight. I'm fine with that. Just don't give up 3 goals to Winnipeg.
Right. Okay.
And we'll go under. It's got a big push potential, but and I was looking at, if you like gifts, the Jets are a really good no bet on gifts. No goal in the first 10 minutes, but the Rangers all of a sudden are 8-2 to a goal in the first 10 minutes to the yes in the last 10 games. So they are not to be fooled with at the moment. That's not a bet you can make, in my opinion, coming up on that. Favorite thing about today is what?
2 things. Friday we did a little rap, and the people like it, but they asked for the Saks underwear read as well. So we're gonna.
You seriously gonna do this right now?
Well, no. Yeah, I mean, We had Cam Smith on back then, and he said NFL draft preparation is a stressful time for prospects, and you know what that means, sweaty balls. I mean, you can't argue with that. And he said nothing, just drop your nuts. When they beat when they beat Tennessee Volunteers, South Carolina Gamecocks did. So, yeah, we're gonna get that underwear deal. Have you worn the underwear multiple times? Have they washed well? You don't know yet.
I've only worn them once that one time.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
don't know where they are.
Yeah, mine are in a bag that's still not unpacked. I have to find out.
I wore them
Mm.
that one day on
Yep.
Media Row,
Yep.
and I don't know where they are.
Yeah,
I'll have to go
mine
look.
are in a bag. I'm gonna find the bag and unpack the bag. I have so much shit to do between now and
Uh-oh.
the women of the house arriving tomorrow
So
that I'm not
give
sure I'm
everybody, but
sleeping.
tell everybody that we'll be on later than normal tomorrow.
We will be on a little bit later than normal tomorrow, people, because I have to run to the airport and pick up Moses the barber from Pittsburgh, and we got some.
No, wait, you're
No,
not
no.
getting the.
No, Moses the barber is in the morning. The family's in the afternoon, and I still put out the
Oh.
text today to stay for that basketball game. I said, "It's no big deal. You could stay another day. It's fine. Change the flights. Go to the basketball game. The Creighton's playing Marquette tomorrow." I'm trying to explain to them how big of a game it is.
They'll regret it. They'll
And
regret it.
they could
They
give a
have to
shit
go to the
less.
game.
Yeah.
Oh, but they like going to sporting events though.
They love going to sporting events. That's what I'm trying to tell them.
I know you're not there, so like I get it.
Oh, if I
without
was
you-
there, we would have already done it.
Right,
100%.
but
We
without
would
you
have
being
already
there,
changed it, and we would have tickets, and we would be going to the game early, taking in a whole scene, and all that other stuff. The other best thing about today is this morning, I heard with DJ Thump on 105.7 in Vegas, my favorite station of all time, I think, and also the call letters and numbers of my favorite station growing up in Pittsburgh, which was Whammo 105.7.
okay.
He did a skit, or not a skit. He asked a question.
Okay.
He called people up, or people called into the station, and he said, "Name 5 things that women lie about." Go. It was hysterical. It was hysterical. But as a girl dad,
I mean, there's a bunch, but like,
well, I mean, shoe size. I mean, they all lie about their shoe size. You never met a girl. I sold women's shoes. They used to tell me I'm a 7.5, and I'd look down and say, "You're a 9. You're a 9."
Yeah, because they lie about shoe sizes, weight, ages, body
Boom.
counts.
Bam, boom, bang.
There's 4 right there.
Simple. Simple. They lie about being on time.
Not 2-5.
They ain't ever on time for shit.
Amen to that. We're gonna get called women haters at some point.
I love women in
after
all of them.
my Valentine's Day rant, and then this. Let's see, what else did they lie about?
We'll let the people think about it and put it in the chat in the Discord
hair color.
later.
Lie about hair color.
I mean, you're gonna get personal there.
No, like of course that's personal. They lie about hair color. Of course they do. Like say, like, I'm a natural blonde. No, you're not.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a.
There's that you can make a list. Now, listen, guys are not angels either. Guys lie about a lot of shit too.
Yes.
But
not
the
really
question,
our ages, but body counts for sure.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Think about it. Put it in the chat, in the Discord. What's the Discord?
BVBshow.com/chat.
BVBshow.com/chat.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people. We got almost 500. Did you see the number of subscribers on the YouTube, by the way?
Oh, did we hit 500?
No,
we're way over 500 on the Discord channel. We've crossed that already. That plateau's been crossed.
Keep it coming, guys. Good job. Great show for President's Day.
Yeah. So my favorite thing about today is that this is always my I got to get my life together for my class day.
Oh.
So football's over. So the chaos has calmed down. And I've got, the rest of February, all of March, all of April for my class. So today is a reset day for me. I got to get the whole.
Do you have class today?
No class today.
Oh.
So I'm off class. That's why I take it as an office hour day for me. No school. So it's a chance to kind of get everything together, figure out everything, what's going to happen, how I'm going to go for the rest of the semester. Got to grade a bunch of stuff. I got to get all into my teaching mode. So excited about getting to do that and then getting, locked in. We missed a week because we were at the Super Bowl. We're missing today. So I've missed 3 hours behind the 8 ball a little bit. So now it's got to go time. We got to pick up this pace a little bit. We got to get rolling here into the semester. And it's
Professor P.
It's still one of the most fun things for me to just meet these new kids and learn about them and watch them watch what they want to do, and it's just really fun. And it's I do get paid for it, but it's I do it for free, but I get so much out of it that it's really fun. So get to kind of flip the switch a little bit and get into full-blown teaching mode.
The name of that class again?
Audio Announcing Journalism 213.
For the people that want to sign up next semester.
Yeah,
too late this semester.
I mean, I love that the kids that now on campus, my class has like a reputation. People want to take it, but 16 is so many. Like I literally would cap it at 12 and be like, no more than 12 kids.
Wait, you can do that?
If I could, I know they cap it at 16. That's the most.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I would cap it at 12. I would have it actually be less because it's one. I suck at names. I'm really bad at remembering people's names. I'm really bad. It's a really embarrassing. People say then the person's not taking time to actually learn or understand you. It's an insult. And I take that to heart. I really tried to remember people's names, but 16 kids that I see only twice a week for 2 hours is hard for me to learn their names. And I tell them at the semester, I go, look, I'm not going to know your name until a month or 2 in, just straight up.
Oh, that's terrible, Professor.
I tell them, I just say that's how it's going to be.
You got to learn that shit in 2 weeks. Write yourself notes.
How? I have to go and ask them what their name is every time. What's your name? I know 5 kids' names at the top because I've had interpersonal conversations with all of them. One of the young ladies' dad is an offshore sports book director.
So I've talked her name.
Yes, I remember her name.
That's what I'm saying.
One kid who is he's tall and he's going to be a good broadcaster. He does TV work. Yeah. I know his name.
Okay.
One kid's got a very unique first name. His name is Lyrical. It's really hard to forget.
Lyrical?
Yeah, that's his name is Lyrical. So it's really
hard.
Hard
It's hard. I like that name already.
It's hard to miss that name. So I know that name. But for the kids that are quiet, who don't speak all that much, who kind of just are wallflowers.
Yeah.
If there's not something to make me go, I know.
Yeah. You got to pull.
It's my job to do that, but I don't remember their names. I have Alina, I have Ashlyn, I have Ashley, I have all these different A's that are in the class. So it's, by the end of the semester, I know everyone's name, and they all, the most rewarding part about my class at UNLV is the number of kids who come back to my class to want to be in my class. Just sit there. I say, door's always open, guys. Just come on in whenever you want to be a part of it.
At some point, we might have to have a BVB class. Talk to the regents at UNLV. I don't know what would teach them.
I've already pitched it.
Yeah, we could have a.
No, I've already pitched it. I told you this. Guys, he doesn't listen to a damn thing I say. This is like a marriage.
Sometimes I don't.
You don't listen to a damn thing that I say.
I said I would teach a class with you tomorrow.
I pitched it already to the gaming school at UNLV.
Damn,
a sports gambling content creation class.
Oh,
I already told you this.
Whoa.
I told you.
I know, but I didn't think that was real. You actually did that?
I talked to the head of the whole department. She says yes. She goes, let's talk. So let's talk this summer about what that would look like.
Kids would most definitely sign up.
Are you kidding me? They would be all over this.
Holy crap.
We literally would walk them through.
We'd have SRO only.
What's that?
Standing room only.
Oh, I was like, what's that?
SRO, baby.
Yes.
We would pack them in.
You can't do that. But yes, I mean, we could do a one-day seminar. The school does this. They do workshops, right? They do 2-day workshops or 1-day workshops. You pay like $300, $500. You can put 30 people in there. We could do a 1-day workshop for the gaming school on sports gambling content creation. Get 30 people in there.
Once a month.
Yeah, once a semester. So yes, I've already pitched this. I'm already working on this stuff. I told you this already that I'm working on this.
We're going to have to fly the monsters in for this. We're going to have Stevie Mack do crowd control. We're going to have Mikey Awesome do crowd control. What are we
Scare the
doing?
shit
The
out of
first
kids.
BVB live show certification event at a
Ooh.
college?
Not a college, a gaming college.
The
UNLV.
gaming
The
college.
gaming college. The only school in America that has a gambling college is UNLV.
Damn, son, we take that show on the road too. Oh,
Traveled around to different states, different universities. Go to Penn State. Go to UMass.
God, can we go to Iowa?
Iowa's known for their literary stuff more than although the journalism is pretty big too, though. So maybe Iowa, yeah. University of Ames, probably. Iowa State might be interested, but I don't know. Iowa probably would take it though.
Be amazing.
How many? I think Iowa loves to have the number of Pulitzer Prize people that have come out of there. My uncle taught there at Iowa for a little while. He actually taught there, so more Iowa ties.
Let's go.
For Farrah, he's Dave. I'm Matt. We are back tomorrow for a Tuesday non-holiday edition of BVB.